The thing that gets me is anytime anybody's against what Trump's doing, they always say it's unconstitutional.
Mm.
Okay, well, if it's unconstitutional, the Supreme Court makes that decision. That's why we have a Supreme Court. And for the most part, the Supreme Court has gave the president wide latitude of power. And in fact, that's what Amy Coney Barrett said when they're making these decisions. They're making a lot of decisions because Trump has been very active. They're not making the decisions just based on Trump being in office. They're making the decisions for the office of the President of the United States. The Constitution is very vague on what the duties are, and it was kind of vague on purpose. But we have 250 years almost of precedent where courts can kind of rule based on precedent and trying to interpret the Constitution. But probably all along, the executive branch has had more power, but it takes a what's the word?
Village.
No, it takes a president. It takes a president who's a disruptor to really push how much power the executive branch has. Now, we've seen in the past, Franklin Roosevelt, he tried to get more power. He tried to pack the Supreme Court. He got a lot of power, and then he tried to get more power. So a lot of presidential power happened during the Roosevelt administration. I just saw yesterday where Teddy Roosevelt signed I think it was 1,300 executive orders when he was president. So there's been certain people through this 2.5 centuries of American government who have pushed the envelope on what can be done. Now, you may not like what Trump is doing, or you may love what Trump is doing, but we do have the checks and balances. And if the Supreme Court said, nah, you can't do that, he's not going to be able to do that. So when you hear the Democrats talk about not constitutional, a lot of times they're talking about ICE and arresting people. Police can arrest people. They're allowed. Police can apprehend people. They're allowed. I mean, there's people that have been apprehended who were innocent, who did nothing wrong. And then the police have even taken them down to the police station and did their fingerprints and booked them, but then they were released. The police are allowed to do their policing. Now, I can understand where some people might be like, maybe ICE or maybe they're overstepping their authority. But have we seen an example where it's like, okay, what they did was wrong, or has it been what they've done has fit the laws as they are written right now?
You have to bring the people in, and yeah, there's going to be some innocent people rounded up until they can vet them and see if they're illegal or not. But I can tell you this, as usual, the Democrats are causing their own problems.